What's up, Fron friends, and welcome to Palm Party here in southeastern Virginia, Zone 7B, 8A. This is our first part of our video series where we're going to go over some pomage. So right now we kind of moved into a new build home, just to kind of give you a little backstory on what's going on. I've been growing tropicals and been doing the whole garden thing for many years, but sadly we had to sell our home in Northern Virginia, and we've moved on down south and starting over kind of my collection of trees. So I got some older guys, and we're going to be doing some planting this year, but I figured I'd start my video series of some things I've got going on in my home and some things I'm collecting and watch things grow. So let's dig into some palms and have some fun. So right now I've got some things stored in my morning room. I've got some old guys here, Adenidia palms and some less cold hardy palms that we have inside, and some things that I'm growing right now. We've got windmill palms waiting to go in the ground. We've got some construction going on outside with our hot tub being delivered. Eventually we're going to have our pool being built. So I got to be strategic where to place those. But we got our Phoenix Robolini Pygmy Date Palm, our Chinese Fan Palm. So I've had this one for a little while. He was a little bit smaller, and I recently picked this one up from the greenhouse. He's quite a bit bigger. And we're talk about the care for the Adenidia palms, because they're a little hard to take care of in the house. These go back inside and outside. I've got places for these. I kind of semi-plant them in the summertime. They look really cool and give a tropical feel. So that's something you're interested in doing. I definitely recommend these. Like I said, they need an extra little care and a little love while they're in the inside, and we'll dig into that in the video series. I've got my queen palm over here. I've got another queen palm coming. And then one of my favorites is the Washingtonia robusta Mexican fan palm. I've got two more coming in from Fayetteville, North Carolina. This guy I've had now for about 2 months, and he came in with just one little frond here and one little spear like this, and I got it for Christmas. And I unpacked it, and I'll do a little bit of series when these next one come in. I'm really impressed with the seller. I found it on Etsy, and she, selling them for about $25, $30. But I caught her on a buy one, get one. So I got two for the price of one coming in. Look how much it's grown. I mean, these guys are very, very fast growers. So definitely, they're cold hardy to about, I've heard people say 25 degrees. I haven't experienced these outside, but I'm imagining anything below 30, they'll probably take damage. So I'm going to be protecting these, but I'm definitely going to plant these and the windmill palms, Trachycarpus fortunei, in the ground this year. So as we venture along we'll be doing some video series on, how to plant them and their care and placement and things like that. But let's dig into some of the inside palms that we have here. Adonidia morillii, Christmas tree palm. These guys are hardy to best in zone 10 and 11, 10 pushing it. But here in, zone 7B, 8A, these definitely can't survive, the winters here. So I have to bring them inside. They're almost a little bit too big for, and we've got 9.5, 10-foot ceilings. So these guys are pretty big. We're going to be converting. We have a pretty large garage that has 28-foot ceilings, because you step down, and we'll be going over that kind of garage build and how to set that up as a greenhouse. But yeah, fun plants. They are prone to spider mites. These guys, I have battled it twice now since I brought them in. I brought them in about mid-October, when the night started dipping down into the 50s. Here in coastal Virginia, it stays pretty warm. You have to start looking at the weather probably first, second week of October for any crazy cold nights that are coming, because, if they reach about 40, and then they just don't do so great. But yeah, we're having some spider mite issues. You can probably start to see a little bit of them coming back. But I do treat them with neem oil. Neem oil seems to really help. And of course, if it's nice outside, getting these guys in and out to spray them or give them a bath. If you get a smaller one, definitely rinse them off in your bathtubs, or garden hose outside. Just knock all the spider mites. Haven't had to battle any kind of mealy bugs or any other pests with these guys. And then definitely they love humidity. So most of the tropicals inside, they all are humidity lovers. Get you a mister bottle like so. And I mean, when I tell you, I just, every time I walk by, I give them all a little spray. Not too much, but just enough to put some humidity in the air. As well as they all do well or benefit from having some saucers of water. So having underneath your, I have them raised up, and then the water collects there and eventually evaporates. I keep my home about 70 degrees, but most of these palm trees in general, they just love warm weather, and they do best in warm weather. I have a little heater here set to 95, and it just kind of keeps this corner of my house just a little bit extra toasty for them. And then of course I have a lot of windows. They love light. Especially with your Adenidia palms, you want to make sure that they get a lot of natural sunlight, dappled light in a south-facing window. So we face directly south here. We have a couple trees in the back, and we back up to a nature preserve. So it's dappled light through the trees that come into our backyard. Great big window, but I also have some grow lights set up here. They benefit from, the more light, the better. Especially indoors. Outside, you want to transition them from indoor to outdoor kind of slowly. You don't want to throw these guys into direct sunlight, and they'll get burned. As you can see, this guy last year, especially in August, he took a little damage, and they sunburn easy. Especially in your drier months too, you want to make sure you want to keep these guys misted and get some water on them. In the evening time, don't ever do it in direct sunlight. And then, of course, my partner's favorite one. He loves the Phoenix Robilinis, these pygmy date palms. We actually picked these guys up in Florida, this one back here in the corner. And then the queen palm we brought up from Fort Myers, our second home. And then we actually lucked out and found this bigger one here at a local greenhouse, as well as some of our other palms. So yeah, that's what we've got going on now. We're going to have a lot going on in our garden this year. We'll be talking a little bit more about some yuccas and more cold hardy palms, winter protection, and things of that nature. So thanks for joining our video series and a quick garden tour of what we've got going on inside. And of course, as we head into spring, we'll have some more exciting things. I think in our next series, we'll talk about what's going on with the first frond I've lost in a while. He shoots up a lot, but he's put out 2 fronds in the last 3 months, and it's the first frond I've lost in a very long time. So if you're interested in these, I think these are really good, fun, palms. They give a great big impact. If you have, a larger home, we're just over 5,000 square feet here. So with extra ceilings, these guys grow pretty well. If you're in a smaller house that's got a little bit more closed off, I might recommend, the pygmy date palms or the Chinese fan palms. Definitely not, Adenidias or queen palms or foxtail palms or things like, grow big, quick, and tall, unless you've got somewhere to store them outside. But yeah, they're really great palms. If you plan to move them in, if you're in the Carolinas, Virginia, across the coast, I mean, you can pretty much get away with having them anywhere if you take good care of them. So we'll dig in more deep, palm by palm, as the video series goes on. But thanks for joining me in my little palm collection. This is Palm Party here in Southern Virginia.